Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So today I want to talk about what I believe is one of the main harbingers of not only economic downturn, but the collapse of the American empire as we know it. And when you see this happen, it's going to be a primary sign that the party is almost over. Let's talk about it. All right, so I've been doing a little bit of research for an upcoming project. Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to put subliminals in your head here. If you see the rest of the shirt, trust no one. So I'm not saying you should just blindly trust me. So I was researching this global military stuff for this project that I have coming up. And it just crossed my mind going down the YouTube rabbit hole. And I came across military parades and I'm like, why doesn't the USA or any of these big countries ever have these? And then it dawned on me that, yeah, obviously it's because they're the top dogs. But then I searched a little deeper and it turns out, maybe this was common knowledge in the US, that Trump wanted to have a military parade last year. It was going to cost $100 million, so they scrapped the idea. But they did say they were postponing it till this year, July 4th. Whenever a country does that, it's because their army's actually really weak, at least compared to the big heavy hitters in the world. Economic superpowers don't need to flex because they know that they're the top dogs. Countries who are weak seek to appear strong, and countries who are strong, in all actuality, the strategy is to try to appear weak. That's the Sun Tzu approach, the art of war approach. Appear weak when you're strong and appear strong when you're weak. When you do finally see the troops and all the fancy military wares, the drones and the crazy helmets with 10 different TVs on them being paraded down Pennsylvania Avenue, you are going to know that the economic tides have turned and that they're feeding you some BS, and there's going to be so many people who are entranced and just like deers in headlights with this patriotic nationalist stuff. And that's fine to be patriotic, it's fine to have pride in one's country, but you just need to know what the true agenda is when that's happening. Because the only reason why you would invest resources in something which was essentially materially pointless, I mean, you're not getting anything out of it. You're not producing anything with that $100 million, which is estimated that is going to cost to put on this US military parade in July. You're not getting anything from that aside galvanizing the masses, maybe promoting some social cohesion, promoting national identity. That's probably arguably worth something, but materially speaking, it's not worth a damn thing. That money could have been invested in lots of other things. When you have a $500 billion military budget, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket, relatively speaking, but still, these countries who do go out of their way to put on these shows, they're taking money out of their research and development fund or whatever to actually enhance their military down the road. That's an attempt by the United States to perhaps flex on its opponents, or its economic opponents at least, in the world, and to let them know that, hey, look, we're still powerful. We're still, obviously they still are. The military spending in the US far dwarfs, I can't remember what the statistic is, but like the top 20 countries or something combined, maybe not that much anymore. But generally speaking, the US military budget is massive, okay? But a lot of that is spent doing things around the world. How many countries in the world is the US in? Whereas a lot of other countries who don't have all their military resources tied up in those other, proxy conflicts around the world, they're spending their money on research and development. So that's why the Russians can kind of keep pace with the US's technological progress, because a lot of their money isn't going to, spending in this country and that country and, doing all these things. A lot of their money is being strictly invested in defense spending, like actual defense, not offense masquerading as defense. That's when you know that you're starting to go on an economic downturn, number one, but not only that, a permanent economic downturn. Because a recession is one thing. You can have many recessions and still be, going upwards, right? But when you start having military parades, that's when you know that the party's over. As in, you're the top dog, you're not the top dog anymore. When you have to start parading troops through the streets to win the favor of your population because their needs are not met in their everyday life, and you need them to forget about that with these emotional appeals, you know that the shit hits the fan is on the horizon. Why does North Korea every year spend pretty much its entire budget on this military parade? A military parade, the money that they spend just on that could probably feed its entire population for a significant chunk of time of that year. Maybe they're right. Maybe brainwashing people with that kind of display actually has better returns for the people in power, because in the long run, it pays off in terms of maintaining the status quo as is. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks for watching Canadian Prepper. The best way to support this YouTube channel is to support yourself by gearing up through CanadianPreparedness.com or BugoutRoll.ca. Premium quality gear at the best possible price using the incredibly secure and easy to use Shopify platform. We offer free shipping to the United States for orders over $200 USD and free shipping to Canada over $75. So support the channel by supporting yourself.